Hi, I'm Dave from Steel City Drones. Today is Free Tech Tuesday. So we are picking a new subject that someone has asked us to talk about, which is the subject of what is called PPK, post-process kinematics. And post-process kinematics is an added workflow that you can add to the way you do your drone mapping to give you more flexibility and as well as a potential backup service in case you are in more of a rural area like we're in right now, where you either have no cellular service or your cellular service is not strong enough for RTK, or it goes in and out where it's borderline. So the process and the issue that we have when we're flying a site like this is that our signal for the RTK and our cellular service can drop out at any point when the drone's in the air. We might not realize it until we get back to the office and our accuracy is not as expected. It can be as much as just missing a few pictures of RTK service. It could be 10 pictures, 50 pictures. It can vary quite a bit. What we always recommend in our training courses that we do online and in person is to use PPK as a backup. And in some cases where if we don't have any signal strength or enough signal strength where we can't get any NTRIP service, then we have to resort to what is called PPK. Now the way this works is we have a base station that we're setting up, and then also we have a rover here. Also, the drone is a rover. So we have a very specific workflow that we got to do. So when we're getting ready to fly and we set up our base, all we have to do is add one step to the base, which is hit record. What it's going to record is what's called raw rinex files. These raw rinex files come in a couple different file structures that are very critical for PPK. So all we have to do is hit record, and it's going to record for the entire time that we're in the air or taking observations of ground control points or check shots. Then the next step is where we're going to get the drone in the air, and then we're going to go ahead and fly our data set. The drone, if you're using an enterprise mapping drone, will automatically record these raw rinex files for you without you having to do any extra step. We have the matrice for enterprise here that automatically does that for us. If you have a matrice 400 or 300 or 350 using the P1 camera, that automatically is going to go ahead and do that for us as well. But let's say you want to use an Air 3S. Well, then it's something like that, you'd have to get a PPK receiver, and you can do that. I even seen some people that say they are using DJI Mini 4s or 5s to be able to do that. So the checkpoints, again, is going to be done through a rover, where as soon as we start powering it up and start using it, we are also going to hit record, just like we did with this GNSS receiver, until we are completely done capturing all of our data. And then we now have raw rinex files for the base, the drone as a rover, and the second GNSS receiver as a rover to put down ground control points. So now when we go back to the office, what we do is we take our raw rinex files and we're able to go ahead and upload it to what I consider to be the industry standard for corrections of satellite data, which is called Opus. When we use Opus, we're going to be able to get corrected data. Now, then we're going to be able to use our post-processing service and software that the MWOOD uses, and we're going to be able to go ahead and process all this data in our office. Now, again, I don't want to go through the entire workflow here because it is a bit involved, and the purpose of this entire video is just to show what we do and how we do it and what are some of the best recommended practices in place. I prefer myself anytime that I use RTK, no matter how good our signal is and our signal strength, cellular service on location. If we're using NTRIP, I always get in the habit of hitting record on my base and record on my moving rover, whether I'm doing checkpoints or control points. And that way, I can always use my PPK information as backup in case I suspect that my RTK information is off. So again, it's a bit of an involved process, but I really highly recommend this. Now, you might be asking, what all do we need for PPK again? So again, 2 GNSS receivers. And I highly recommend the Inwood brand of receivers, at least the RS3. You might be able to find an RS2 Plus used. You're looking between, again, if you're looking for something used and new, somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 per receiver. But again, when you got this right here, you have everything that you ever need. They are the best value that you could possibly get when you're looking to do this kind of, if you're really wanting to start getting into survey work, you really need to start looking at getting a high quality pair of GNSS receivers, and the Inwood brand is by far the best for the price. And we go through all of this in our drone mapping courses, whether it's online or it's in person. And speaking of in person, we have 5 more different dates left this year that you can come fly to Pittsburgh and you can spend up to 4 days with us one-on-one, and we go over all of the very important workflows, the competencies that you need to become a really good drone mapping pilot and professional. And if you can't make it to us, we still have 3 different levels of online courses that you can take, and they cover everything from basic to the advanced levels, depending upon how far you want to go down in a rabbit hole. So please go to steelcitydrones.com for more information, or give us a call, shoot us an email, whatever you need. We'll be glad to talk to you more about drone mapping services and training. And if you're looking to get into drone mapping and you need the equipment, we sell the drones as well as the Inwood receivers, and the Inwood receivers are the only thing that we sell. So again, if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below about the content. Until next Tuesday, we'll talk to you soon.